George off the fake. Oh, he has caught fire. Paul George, after the poor shooting first half, is fourth.
Laker town, but for a minute, it was a Clipper town.
Boy, beautiful ball movement. The Thunder started by Schroeder, who rifled a pass down low to George.
We know Paul can dribble, but he can pass it too. That's a tough pass. In traffic.
George in the corner. Got by, goes to the rim, throws it down, counted and a foul.
Starting at 0-3 for the first time in their brief history here in Oklahoma City since the move from Seattle. Oh, George knocks it down.
George the rebound. A little bit of time here for the Thunder as he will launch it from half court, and it goes.
I'm going to tell you a story about that shot. He and Raymond Felton were practicing that shot before the game.
39-10 third quarter to dominate the Clippers in the second half. How about Paul George and the foul?
Yeah, man, he's going to give you something.
That foul was on Terrence Ferguson, and now the turnover. Here comes Westbrook as the Thunder with numbers 3-on-1. George is going to finish it off in transition. That's what we've been seeing from this Thunder team over the last couple.
George, deep, knocks it in. Paul George's fourth three-pointer.
Another deflection and another turnover. Boy, how tough is it to thread passes against this Thunder defense? George, that is an and one continuation, counted in the foul.
So you talked about defense, and Antonio Daniels and I talked about it.
I'm a little surprised they're not putting anybody on the ball here. They're going to double team Dennis Schroeder, but they get it into Paul George. Has time to take a dribble, pulls up for three and knocks it down. Paul George at the buzzer from downtown. Halftime lead. Steven Adams was wide open on the inbounds pass. That's plenty of time to get it to Paul George. Even had time to take a dribble. How about that shot?
It's 5 for 18 from the field, 1 of 10 from three-point range. Beautiful pass, George to Adams.
What hands? Schroeder comes up to set the screen. George with the three. That is good. Paul George capping this big Thunder run right before the end of the first half. 12.
Defense is making things happen. But boy, look at this here. 3 white shirts.
Off the backboard. And Grant with the exclamation point.
And emphatically slamming at home. This is just having fun. Where you know somebody's behind you that can make that play.
That's just such a good collective effort. Setting it up for his teammates. And Jeremy Grant, he can get up with the rest of them for the highlight reel.
And this is great hustle. Great hustle and having fun.
Here come the Thunder with numbers. Schroeder drops it off. George elevates and detonates here in Oklahoma City. Last break, Steven Adams started it with the turnover. Suns that Thunder been defending him well here tonight. Paul George catch fire three. That is good. So the Thunder heating up at the right time in the fourth quarter after the Suns cut it down to.
That clock is under 10 seconds.
Westbrook to George. George with the three, and he got it with 6.7, and it's a 2-point game.
Durant blocked. Diallo swaps Durant, tried to go behind the back. It ends up in the hands of George. Reverse stuff.
Hey, you take it and you run. Jeremy Lamb, there's a turnover. Good pressure on the ball. Paul George waits, hesitates to the rim, and goes above the rim.
That's what you call a big boy move. Malik Beasley taking that.
Schroeder navigating around. George left open, that three. That's going to rattle home. And Paul George and the Thunder got it down to single digits.
In the paint, a nice smooth baseline.
Westbrook knocked it away. Here come the Thunder off the steal. The lob, Jeremy Grant yet again. Sky high off the impeccable delivery from Paul George.
And it comes out with great hustle.
Boy, Michael, they must have hurt you a couple of minutes ago. I think that you said, what, pick up the pace?
Absolutely. Pick up the pace.
And George by himself doing the work over there.
As the Thunder have just dried up things on the inside, shots aren't falling on the outside.
Now George goes to the rim and a two-handed stuff.
Time to put pressure on the Nets.
Long ball, Paul George elevates, and the Thunderous dunk off the feed from Westbrook. In this fourth quarter.
Oh, look at that, it's just hung up there, had elevation, hang time. Tough call again.
Another tight game. And how about the defensive play? Schroeder charges ahead, lays it up and in. And the Thunder, in true identity fashion, a defensive play turns into transition offense, and it's Schroeder giving the Thunder the 110-109 lead.
Paul George is those magical hands on deep.
And beating you in an array of ways. And now another steal. Paul George got one man to beat, but he leaves it up for Jeremy Grant, the follower of the flush.
Westbrook assertively into the paint, now brings it back out. Adams. Paul George sizing it up, hitting a three. 5-point game. 20 for Paul George. Being defended by Torrey Craig, who held him to 1 of 12 on threes in their first meeting. George, what a beautiful finish. Just to collect it was difficult. And then he put
something on that play.
How did Terrence Ferguson know to step out like that? Is that the play, or is that just a feel for the game? Speaking of feel for the basketball, another block, and Adams in transition throws it down.
And that's the second time that they
ready with 20 in the first half. Holiday, good defensive player on him.
You got the right guy with the basketball.
Got to the rim, counted in the foul. Adding to what has already been a superb first half. Now George is posted up outside with Jackson. Use the speed. How about Paul George for the two-handed slam? Up ahead, Mitchell runs right into Paul, but Paul went up vertically and had a great defensive play. Now finds Grant. Grant, some space, lays it up and in.
And that's what I'm talking about, settling to this ball game if you're the Oklahoma City Thunder.
The back of the rim is the Thunder inching closer. Up ahead, George soars and throws it down. By PG-13, nobody can stop that. Get above the rim. Forcing Tom Thibodeau and the T-Wolves.
The value of the three and the restricted area twos for Houston.
George splashes home a step back three.
Oh boy, he just, is this his, listen, he's always been a tremendous.
Look at the fast break opportunity, 17-0 now Westbrook. Creates another one, this time it's George on the other end, and the windmill.
But no, he didn't. Paul George, windmill in transition.
The best of them.
And you just love the steals. Look what's happening. It's creating a lot of fun out there, a lot of flow to the game. This is Thunder basketball in transition.
Setting up a good second half here in Dallas. We'll have it for you. Stay tuned. Around shot no good. George spins and floats it up and in.
And he's still in attack mode. I love that because you know he can shoot the three. Kind of set Luka Doncic up, and watch out. Here we go.
George all the way up and over.
That's how he is. Before you can talk.
Carter played by the smaller Schroeder. Gives it up. Another Thunder takeaway. George has 5 steals. Schroeder free. Cha-ching, a Thunder money ball. My goodness, what a third quarter. Timeout Atlanta.
Point out first against the Detroit Pistons. He's now 5 for 6 from three-point land. George. West counts as a foul. He got the call. He was able to gather it.
You got to think Paul George has to get a touch at some point, and he does. The three ball quickly, got it, and one! My George!
Now watch him come off that. There he comes off the screen, and then he goes up right away. You say, well, what happened? Butler was a half a step back. Why? Because the screen is a big screen by Adams. Now you still have to make the shot. That was an incredibly great shot.
Clutch. Paul George now with 30 points.
Now remember, I was worried about him early on.
Utility by Sonia.
George will shake and bake. Nails the three-pointer as he falls down. 13 points for George. The Knicks are down. And Aminu. Oh, but what a denial on the defensive end by Paul George.
You talk about access denied at the rim. Paul George, just perfect timing.
Tonight against the Portland Trail Blazers is carried over here tonight against the Pelicans as the Thunder have a big lead heading into the fourth quarter. And how about Nerlens Noel, another finish at the rim.
And you know, he's so smart. He knows where the
Here's George, puts it on the floor, gets past two guys, stuffs it on the freak.
Keep him in front. George takes the ball, got it to drop, and the foul. Everything dropping in for PG.
It's a time to drop the mic. I don't have a mic in my hand, but this is amazing, folks. And I know you've heard me say that several times, but this is what we're seeing from Paul George in just this one ball game. And look at the bench.
How about Raymond Felton and Diallo throwing a party in the corner? Give that up. George wants another three. Oh my goodness, Paul George just cannot miss.
George 3 of 8 from the field here in the first quarter. Kyrie taking on the defensive challenge. Paul George just that much better. Had 10 threes a couple of nights ago, and he's heating up the Boston afternoon. He's got 11 points so far.
No shot underneath for Birch.
And that's what they've been doing. They've been putting him in tough situations.
Patterson the trailer. Off the feed from George. That three is way off. As Noel has to save that pass. Setting up another George tray. And he bounds away. Another one from downtown.
Now what I'm going to ask you.
4 on the 24, George. Count it, and the foul. Chance for a 4-point play.
That's the fourth foul on a three-point shot tonight.
Thunder going for its fourth consecutive win. 11 out of the last 12 games. George, the hesitation, takes the bump, and it drops in. Ferguson gives it up. Good ball movement. George for three. Got it. He said, I knew I'd make one. They're not going to use it. George with 5. George drives over Gobert. It's good with 0.8 of a second left to give the Thunder a 1-point lead. Timeout, Utah. MVP caliber shot by an MVP candidate. Split into doubles and then over one of the best shot blockers in the league. Rainbows that one in to give the Thunder the advantage. Teardrop.
That one was up there by the shot clock right there, Dave.
That scraped the sky on the way down. Wow. George sizing him up. Boy, we've seen that go down so many times, but he saves it out of bounds, and it sets up a T-Bird triple.
I'm going to let you talk about that.
Wow.
Gets one to go there off the steal in transition. Long distance bomb from George, keeping the hopes of the Thunder alive.